Good morning. This is Debbie Corwin with TAToolkit. My apologies, but my camera doesn't seem to be working this morning. But I did want to share with you some of getting around in TAToolkit, and hopefully that will help you when your level 2 access is created here in just a couple more hours. So as mentioned in a previous email, we're still working to get more resort information double check and even entered, which is why we decided to give you this free month. It may not be complete, but we believe there's enough information to be beneficial for you. In fact, I'm not sure it'll ever be complete. This past Sunday night, I added about 40 more Costa Rica names, and now we need to go find all the information on them. But even if we can't tell you if they're adults only or if they have rooms that will sleep 5 people, we do have them in there for you to at least find and check out yourself for now. I want to spend a few minutes going through where we are now and at least one major change the developer's working on. And I also want to be sure you understand the differences between the free level 1 and the paid level 2. But first, I hope you'll find some benefit in me sharing where TAToolkit came from. I've been a franchise owner with Cruise One and Dream Vacations for almost 7 years. Prior to that, I was the special projects manager for the operations department of a local metal building components manufacturer. There, my focus was on using technology to reduce errors in orders and to work quicker. When I retired and started our travel agency, I did what most of you do, a lot of research for everyone who asked for a resort, supplier and resort trainings and webinars, trying to focus on a few brands I trust, etc. But unlike cruises, there is a lot to learn about resorts and the different nuances in finding the right fit for our clients. And there are a lot of guest reviews to wade through to make sure the food is good, the rooms are clean, blah, blah, blah. And it's all very time consuming. Then along came mid-March 2020 and the world shut down. It wasn't long before ASTA was predicting a loss of 70% of travel agents going back to work in other industries to support their families. On the flip side, travelers were disgusted with 7-hour hold times just to reschedule or cancel their vacations if they didn't use a travel agent, and claiming that they would use one in the future. This told me that in order for us to service these new clients with fewer travel agents and hopefully still have a personal life, we needed to utilize technology better than we have been. And the search terms we have in Vax or GoGo or whoever your favorite supplier is just aren't enough. That's why we have so many Facebook groups dedicated to answering one another's questions. Questions like, my clients want anywhere in the Caribbean but Mexico. It's their anniversary and they like to have Italian every year, so it needs to have an Italian restaurant. And the husband only drinks Bud Light. And that's an actual post I've seen and not the only one. I see one just about every day. So all that information just isn't available without a lot of research and questioning. But what if it was? What if just a few of us did the research and all you had to do was a good job qualifying your clients and then spend 10 minutes entering what they want into a database and come out with a list of resorts that are top matches for what your client needs or wants. And then not only that, have a list of the tour operators who carry those resorts so you don't have to waste time looking at the ones that don't. How many more resort vacations could you book in a month? Or how many more evenings could you spend with your family because you got the quotes done quicker? And what would it mean for your business if your clients told everyone they know that their travel agent matched them with a resort that was exactly what they asked for? Ultimately, I believe this tool could be worth a lot to you, but we wanted to make it affordable for even the newest travel agents who can't yet count on a steady income. It's our plan that $12.95 per month is a price everyone can afford, and that there will be enough volume to keep us in business and help us finance level 3, which I'm super excited about. I can't see too much, but I will say that it also comes from seeing things people ask or complain about in our Facebook groups, and it will solve a big problem many of us have as well. Right now, we have 4 employees entering resort information. The main resource is each individual resort's website, which should be the most accurate, although not always the most complete. This week, we'll be setting up resort contacts with their own logins and access to the resort or resorts they manage. They'll be reviewing their listing for accuracy. The more accurate their listing, the better it will show in the search results, matching them to the clients who will be happiest with their resort and ultimately give them the best reviews. Okay, all right, so who's ready to see what this baby can do? When you first log in, you'll be taken to the home screen with quick links of several of the most recently used geographical areas. If you don't see the one you want, you can just do a search in the bar at the top. So go up here, typing in Caribbean will take you to the exact same place as if we clicked that quick link with the picture that we just saw. So now you're seeing over 500 results for resorts in the Caribbean. If you're a level 1 member, you won't see this menu bar over to the left. You'll be able to see the resorts and even click on them, and some of the information will be available, some will not. I'll point those out as we go through a search. Now, let's say you have one of those anywhere in the Caribbean except Mexico clients. I think we've all talked to those. Right now, to search with a tour operator, what do you have to do? You have to perform a search for Jamaica, and then the search for the Dominican Republic, and one for the Bahamas, etc. With TAToolkit, you can search all of those locations at the same time. Right now, we have to do it like this, which I'm going to show you, and I don't particularly like, but I've talked to the developer and told them that we need to have a checklist with checkboxes. So that's the example I originally gave them, and they're going to go back to that, and it's going to be so much easier to use. But for right now, we're going to do it this way, and hopefully we'll have it fixed by the time your free month is up. For brevity of this video, I'm only going to choose some of the major Caribbean areas to search. So let's just, you see, we've already got Caribbean in the search results. Now I'm going to go down and choose a few countries, and let's choose some of the more popular ones. Dominican Republic. So I start typing it in, you see it pop up, and you can just click on it. And we will do Jamaica, another popular one that has a lot of resorts for us to choose from. How about St. Lucia, just for fun? You'll see you could also scroll down here and we'll pick Aruba. We don't have to type everything in if we can see it right there. And let's do one more. We will do Turks and Caicos. That's one of my favorite resorts, the beaches, Turks and Caicos. That one's a lot of fun. So you can see now we have narrowed it down to just under 200 results. Since we have so many countries, we're going to skip the next section, which is the area option, but I will show you. Let's scroll down to the Dominican Republic. Oh, well, Costa Rica was a good example too, but since we have Dominican Republic, you can see the difference. How gray Curacao is. That's because we did not choose Curacao in the countries. Dominican Republic, we did. So we could choose any of those sections of the Dominican Republic. But like I said, since we're not searching for just a particular country, we're just going to leave that blank for right now. Airport is another option that we have. So if you only want a resort served by the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, you could choose it. However, I don't necessarily recommend using that choice, as there are some resorts that could be served by more than one airport. And you want to be sure that you don't miss any of the resorts that could be in the list. Now we're getting into the meat of the TAToolkit search. Amenities, activities, room types, restaurant and bar types, and beverage brands. These are where you can set yourself apart from the OTAs, or online travel agencies. You'll have access to information the consumers are totally unable to find on their own. So you'll see here in the amenities that we actually have two options. The first is required amenities, and that means these are the deal breakers for your clients if the resort doesn't have them. So let's take a look at that. Adult only is one that I often get. If I'm not taking my kids on vacation, why do I want a vacation with other people's children? I get that. So just a note, you saw I had to scroll all the way down. And when we do this, you'll notice when I click on adult only, the screen kind of jumps back to the top. It's a bit annoying if you want to do more amenities, but it also lets you see the results start narrowing down and see what's at the top. So we do have to scroll back down, and let's say that, oh, we want a beach, right? So everybody wants a beach. So we're going to click on that. So we went from 60 results to 56 now. So those are the only two things. This is only going to show us adult only properties with a beach on property. Now, when you come down to optional amenities, it's the same exact list. But if you do optional, it's not going to narrow down the list for you. It's just going to tell you whether it has it or not, and it's also going to use that to reorder the search results. So right now you can see at the top is Hilton La Romana. Okay, these are in no particular order other than if they have the amenities or not. So let's go down and choose some optional amenities. And you can tell we have quite a few on the list. Kind of what the vibe is, LGBT friendly, nude optional, things for parenting if baby products or babysitting are provided, accessibility for people who need that, or special interests, whether it's all inclusive, all these things, and you can scroll through them yourself. But for right now, we are going to choose all inclusive, right? These people don't care if it's all inclusive or not, but they would prefer it. So that's under food and beverage, and we're going to click all inclusive. Now, when we get back to the top, again, you'll see we have the same number of results that we had before. That's because the optional amenities do not disclude anything. They just help with the search results and the ordering of the results. I don't see any right now that aren't all inclusive on this list, but that makes sense because there are so many all inclusives. They should all be toward the top, and you'll see that we can always load more later. All right. So we're going to skip activities for just a moment and come back to those because I want to go to room types. Maybe our client has a college age kid they want to bring along and stay in the same room. And we all know that some resorts do not have rooms that will hold 3 or 4 adults. So we do need one this time. So we are going to, these are just different room types. So many bedrooms in a suite, whether they have a crib or oceanfront or swim outs and all of that. But as we keep scrolling down under rooms, we want rooms for 3 adults. So we're going to choose that. And let's say they're going to splurge a little bit and we also want to swim out. Swim out. Here we go. All right. So again, same 56 results. Nothing but required amenities actually filters out any resorts. Everything else is going to be optional, and you are going to see these options listed here. Everything that you requested in a filter is going to be listed right here. So our college age client is very athletic and he wants to try something he's never done before. We're going to go on to activities now because he wants to try paddleboarding. So we can start typing in paddleboarding. We don't have to scroll to it, but we do have these segmented under Get Wet. So anything that is in the water, whether that be the pool or the ocean. We have the next segment, which is Stay Dry. We have Get Fit, so that's where your exercise classes and your fitness center come in. We have Play Inside, so that is board games, pool, anything that you would do inside. Pamper and Relax is going to have to do with your spa and just relaxation. And then Special Interest, wine tastings, cooking classes, dance lessons, those kinds of things. And you'll notice some of these have a $ next to them, and I bet you know what that means. That means that there may be a charge for those. So let's look at paddleboarding, and you'll see that we do have free paddleboarding and paddleboarding that comes with a charge. If your clients don't care if they have to pay for it, they just want to make sure it's there, then make sure that you choose both. Okay. That way you will get the results for both of them. And again, just FYI, all of these will be check boxes in the future. And I hope that it's not too far in the future. But there we go. So we're going to choose paddleboarding, whether it's free or paid for, because our client really wants to do that. All right, so we've already talked about the additional categories, restaurant and bar types. So this includes information on whether you'll get premium alcohol included, or if it's domestic beverages only, whether there's a bar with music or a sports bar. And our clients, of course, want premium alcohol, and they don't want to have to pay extra for it. So we're going to say premium alcohol included. And they love eating at a teppanyaki or hibachi, whatever you want to call it. So we are going to type that in here and add that. So oops, there we go. So we get our results here at the top, and we notice that right now TRS Turquesa is our #1 option. Although they do not have premium alcohol or paddle boards that are paid for, they have free paddle boards. But you can see anything that they don't have is marked out. So that way you can tell right away, oops, this one might be a deal breaker for my client, but that one isn't. So that's the one we need to go with. One more thing, Dad really likes Jim Beam. That's his favorite thing to drink. And so we're going to add that to our list. Those are the hardest things to find, but they are things that clients ask for quite a bit. So we are working diligently to find all of those for you. I will say that you should always check that you should just use TAToolkit as a tool to find the top options, but then double check with the resort or wherever you need to make sure that all of the information is still accurate, because things do change. All right, so now you'll see that we have 16 filters chosen over here on the left. We still have 56 results, so we haven't narrowed it down any from those required amenities. But now Breathless Punta Cana comes up as our #1 resort that has everything we asked for except paddleboards that you have to pay for. So the paddleboarding is going to be included. This means that this would be the perfect resort for your clients. We also have the level at Malia Punta Cana as an option that is completely matches for the exact same reasons. And you can just keep scrolling down and see now we're starting to drop off. That's not as good of a match. There is no swim out available at Excellence Oyster Bay. So anyway, that kind of gives you an idea there. Oh, so, excuse me. I'm sorry. There was something I think I forgot to tell you. I guess it's just to say, how cool would it be to be able to not send a client 3 quotes, but just, or, or however many, but to be able to say, hey, there are 2 resorts that 100% match exactly what you asked for. Here's this one and what it will cost, and here's this one and what it will cost. So that is just cutting down on the choices really helps clients to make a decision. You'll also notice that we have these 5 kind of light blue stars right here. That is for the travel agent reviews. Breathless Punta Cana has not yet been reviewed. In fact, I don't think any of these in the first section have been. The reviews are something that you have access to at level 1. But we are still working to get more reviews, and I'll talk about that more here a little bit in a minute. You also might be wondering why some of these listings have a resort photo and some of them don't. No resort photo means one or both of the following. First, maybe we haven't entered any information yet. We may only have the resort in the system waiting for us to do the research on it. As you can see from the filter results, you know we've researched most of these because we've got all these things already entered in there. So it's only the second. We haven't had a second set of eyes checking to make sure the information included matches what's on the website. So I think I told you before, we have 4 employees working on this. And so they're entering the information. And then we have one that is just double checking everybody. Once that double check is done, that person adds the resort photo. That's kind of a sign to us that that one is complete. So no matter what results you find, again, you should always be sure to check that what we told you is still accurate. We could check a website today and tomorrow Breathless could get rid of its paddle boards. We have a plan in place to regularly check for accuracy, but that takes time, so there could be a lag. We will encourage resorts to update their listing whenever they make a change, but in reality, until they start seeing the value of perfectly matched clients, I don't expect this to be at the top of their to-do list. We also count on our members to let us know whenever they see any inaccuracies. A quick email from you will help all of us. You can do that right here by clicking on right here. And at the bottom, I am also going to be adding some other clicks to like report listing errors or request adding a new resort, that kind of thing. Those will be taken care of this week. We'll do our best to research, fix, add whatever is needed to keep our site up to date, accurate, and a good value for you. Scrolling down, okay, sorry about that. I skipped ahead a minute ago when I talked about the reviews. So I am going to take you to another, I'm going to take you over here. I like to right click on this and do open link in new tab instead of clicking on it, because I like to keep my list over here and then be able to switch over. But what I really want to show you is Live Aqua Punta Cana, because it does have a review. You see, as I type, we get a drop down. All right, now you see that we've got 5 stars right here. And if we go to reviews, you'll see that Sharon Grant has provided us with a Live Aqua review. Looks really short, but we have a read more. So you just click on that. If you had several, that's where that read more really comes in handy, because you'll be able to see the short version of several different ones and then click to read more on any of them. So we don't have any consumer reviews in here. Nothing on this website is accessible to consumers. We find that travel agent reviews are typically more thorough and objective than of the consumers. And again, these reviews are part of the free package with level 1, so you'll have access to them forever. This is also a good place if you add your review to have a little backup for the IRS when you try to claim that trip on your taxes. I'm not saying that that will make or break what they say, but it is just one way of having backup. So let's go through some of these other links on Live Aqua. So the overview screen is going to give you, that is the description of the resort from their website. When we scroll on down, we see that it's part of the La Colección resorts. And I have asked the developer to put a link right there, because I actually have the chain like BDM listing and all the information I can possibly get on them. And I want a link right there for you to get to that quickly. So that has been requested. The nearest airport, a website for the resort, the number of rooms, pools, restaurants, bars, and a lead-in price for double occupancy, just to kind of give you an idea. Next, we have pros and cons. This information is taken both from the resort description and also from some reviews. So it's just to give you a quick synopsis, a real quick overview. If you saw something down in the cons that totally turned you off, like there's smoking everywhere on the property and you've got a non-smoking client, then you would know right away without having to read through anything else that that was not the right property for them. So amenities, this is like all the activities and the amenities and all that other stuff that we requested when we were doing our filters, all listed right here for you to quickly review. And then we have the resort map. Okay, so that just connects to Google Maps and it shows you where the resort is located. The overview, pros and cons, reviews, and the map are all part of the level 1 membership, the free membership. The amenities is part of level 2, so just getting that list, and then details. So this one is definitely part of part of level 2. So, excuse me. This one is actually my favorite section. So first of all, we have a list of tour operators. How many times have you discovered the right resort and then you go to tour operator after tour operator trying to find it? So now you can look and see, find your favorite tour operator. You can even click to go directly to their login. These are some of the resort's contacts. If you have any more that we don't have on here, please send them our way. That would be outstanding. We're just doing our best to find everything we can and put it all in one location for you. So I want to show you something else that we don't have for Live Aqua yet. And I am going to go to Dorado Marona. All right, so here we see a section that we did not have on Live Aqua, and that is files. This is another benefit of level 2 membership, downloadable files. We list the description of the file and one of two dates. So either the date that we know the resort last updated the file or the date we posted it. So if we can't tell when they last updated it, if they didn't list it on the flyer itself, or Sandals does a really good job of listing it within the name of the file, then we just put the date that we uploaded it into TAToolkit. So these will also be reviewed and replaced as we find they've been updated. We have a list so that we will check on a regular basis. And the most popular files that we found are resort maps, resort fact sheets, and brochures or fact sheets on meetings, groups, and weddings. So if you run across any we don't have, the best option is for us to send us the URL link, because then we'll have that link to check back for updates in the future. But if not, if you just have a PDF, you can email it to us. So I want to take a look at one more resort and show you Secrets Wild Orchid in Montego Bay. And most of you probably already know this information, but this is something that we're going to include. You see an exchange section. So when we do that, you'll see that Secrets Wild Orchid also has exchange privileges with Secret St. James in Montego Bay. And you'll see that these are reciprocal. So that means Secret St. James can also go over to Secrets Wild Orchid. This is not true of some resorts. So let's look at Sandals Royal Plantation. And you'll see in the exchange section that this resort has access to any resort in Jamaica, but they don't have reciprocal exchange privileges to go back to Sandals Royal Plantation. Some of them will have with each other, like Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Royal Caribbean. You can go back and forth between one and the other, and they even have transportation. But that's not part of this list with Sandals Royal Plantation. Transportation isn't necessarily included to all of these, but if you wanted to go for a day trip, you could. All right. So you will see also that you can post a review from here. And when you do that, it's automatically going to come up that it's with Sandals Royal Plantation. So you don't even, oh, well, no, it didn't this time. Usually it does, but you can start typing it in here and then go on from there. Maybe there was a change because I had them add all these things. So you can click your rating of the resort, and we saw that that's going to come up over here later. It will average the ratings of everyone who does a review. And then we just have some guided questions to help you think about everything that you want to share. And then when you get done, you just click submit. So for the month of June, we are going, close the form. We're going to be making a push for more reviews. So remember, a qualifying review includes an overnight or site inspection from the past 12 months. So for every review entered in June, you'll receive an entry to win one of several Amazon gift cards. This is the last month we plan to do review prizes. So we'll be giving away 4 $25 gift cards, one $50 gift card, and one $100 Amazon gift card. If you've been putting off entering your reviews, now is the time. One more section, then I'll be done, I promise. This is the More section. More has several pages of general information that I see requested a lot. The ones available to level 1 members are at the very top: client gifts and decorations and destination COVID restrictions. I'm not going to show you those now. The first will be a list that I add to as I come across them. And the second is a list of links to the travel sites of the various destinations. So instead, let's look at transportation. All of these down here will be grayed out for level 1 members, but level 2 members will have access. So in transportation, if we want to know what options are available in, let's say, St. Lucia, somebody wants helicopter from St. Lucia, right? They get car sick. We click on the plus sign that's over here to the right, and then we get a drop down with as much information as I could find on these different people that offer the, well, this one has a luxury vehicle, a helicopter, private group transportation, all of that. So if you have any of those that you'd like to see us add, let us know. Just send us that email, use the contact form, and we will get those added in there. So these are a work in progress and will continue to be so. But yeah, like I said, just send us if you have anything. So without looking at it, I am also going to recommend, oh, I think I ended up on the wrong page. But we'll get back to this. It's because I'm logged in as an admin right now, and you're seeing things that I'm working on. I'm going to recommend helpful Facebook groups. I'm not going to look at a whole lot of it, but I will click on it and show you. We have Facebook groups if you want to learn more about cruising or different destinations, that kind of thing. So just a bunch of travel agent Facebook groups that you could look at. So if you stuck with me this far, I thank you, and I hope you found this overview helpful. I'll keep you posted as changes are made, and I'd love your feedback and any input on more ideas or items that should be listed. If we all share, we make the travel agent community stronger, and I can keep my costs down to keep your prices low. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your day.